This is the United States of America, one of the most powerful empires in the entire human history. If we look at the most powerful empires in history, none was as distant from the rest of the world as the United States. Yet despite this distance, no empire has exerted as much global influence and control as the USA. Now, before we dive deeper into the video, I have a small request. If you enjoy my content, please do subscribe to my channel. I put in a lot of effort to create these videos, but many of them don't get the reach they deserve. Your support would mean the world to me. Since 1890, the United States has reigned as the world's top economy. With just 5% share of the global population, it commands 30% of the world's wealth and resources. The USA also accounts for nearly 20% of global manufacturing and 40% of worldwide military spending, so its supremacy remains unrivaled. Along with many other factors, the geography of the United States plays the most crucial role in establishing it as the world's superpower. North America's geographical advantages are so exceptional that any thriving civilization here was destined to dominate globally. Let me explain why I'm saying this. The key factor in making the United States a world superpower is its river system, with the Mississippi River being the most crucial. Starting from Lake Itasca and flowing into the Gulf of Mexico, this is the second longest and the world's fourth longest river in North America. Approximately 30 rivers and lakes of USA are connected to this one river, and even the largest river in North America, the Missouri River, joins it at some point. This single river is a vital contributor to the USA's status as a global power. Its waters connect 31 states, and the entire river system stretches an impressive 4,000 kilometers in length. What truly sets this river apart is not just its size, but its exceptional navigability. This means the river's flow and width are perfectly suited for all types of ships. A vessel entering the United States from the Gulf of Mexico can travel seamlessly to the country's northern border without any obstacles. Rivers like this are vital for driving economic activity, as they make transporting goods far easier and more cost-effective than rail or road. The cost advantage is striking. Water transport is 10 to 30 times cheaper than land-based transportation. This is why factories and farms along the Mississippi River find it incredibly easy and cost-effective to export their goods worldwide. The river has directly contributed to the creation of 1.2 million jobs across the region. Its extensive connectivity with numerous other rivers naturally transforms many cities into thriving port hubs, allowing goods to be seamlessly shipped to global markets. Thanks to this remarkable river system, the United States boasts the world's largest and most fertile agricultural land. The western region, with its warm and dry climate, is perfect for cultivating cotton, while the eastern region's humidity makes it ideal for growing corn and soybeans. This is why the USA is the world's largest producer of corn, the second largest producer of soybeans, and the third largest producer of wheat. And to no surprise, 92% of the country's agricultural exports are transported via the Mississippi River, enabling easy access to global markets. The Mississippi River facilitates $345 billion in annual trade, with 630 million tons of cargo transported along its route. Its only rival is China's Yangtze River, the world's third longest river, which plays a pivotal role in China's economic growth, contributing to 40% of the country's GDP. Each year, an astonishing 2.6 billion tons of cargo travel through the Yangtze. This highlights the critical importance of rivers in driving the economic progress of nations, as the world's two largest economies heavily depend on their river systems. A country's coastline is another critical factor in its economic success, and the USA has the 8th longest coastline in the world, spanning over 20,000 kilometers. Remarkably, this is 5 times longer than Africa's, as Africa's coastline is fragmented by numerous islands that disrupt navigable routes. What truly sets the USA apart is its dual ocean advantage. Its coastline stretches along both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, offering natural trade routes, one connecting to Asia and the other to Europe and Africa. This strategic positioning enables the USA to engage in trade without incurring fees or taxes from intermediary nations. This unique geographic advantage distinguishes the USA from other superpowers throughout history. Now, if we zoom out, we can see that the United States is notably far from the rest of the world, with vast oceans on either side. To the east lies the Atlantic Ocean, about 5,000 kilometers wide, separating it from Europe and Africa. On the west, the Pacific Ocean spans an immense 10,000 kilometers distance. The vast distance separating the United States from the rest of the world made any direct attack almost unfeasible for any nation. A telling example of the challenges posed by oceanic barriers is from 1940, when Germany, after dominating Central Europe, abandoned its plan to invade the UK. The German army deemed the mere 33-kilometre-wide English Channel too difficult to cross. The United States is thousands of kilometres away from the rest of the world, making a direct attack by any country almost impossible. The only exception came during World War II, when Japan managed to strike the American fleet in the Pacific with its attack on Pearl Harbor. For over 200 years, the USA has remained safe from foreign invasions. However, today, several countries, including North Korea and Russia, have developed missiles and weapon systems capable of targeting the USA. North Korea, in particular, is actively advancing its capabilities. We've covered this topic in detail in another video, which you can find on this channel. Similarly, China is increasingly asserting its presence in South America, raising concerns among American think tanks. We will soon make a video on this topic, exploring how China is strategically executing its master plan to challenge and potentially constrain the USA. When discussing the weaknesses of America, one key vulnerability of the Mississippi River must be highlighted, and that is none other than Cuba. All ships exiting the Mississippi River pass through the Gulf of Mexico before entering the Atlantic Ocean, and along this route lies Cuba. If this point were to be blocked ever, it could severely impact the American economy. While Cuba alone lacks the power to take such action, another global power could potentially exploit its strategic position. And this almost happened in the 1960s, when the Soviet Union began deploying nuclear missiles and troops in Cuba, sparking a major crisis. In response, the USA took significant actions in Cuba, destabilizing its government and ultimately imposing sanctions. These sanctions have remained in place for over 60 years, driven by concerns that a developed Cuba could pose a direct threat, or that another global power might leverage Cuba to disrupt American trade routes, a scenario that would be catastrophic for the US economy. Now, of course, this geography is just one of many natural advantages the United States enjoys. The USA is also the world's largest producer of oil and natural gas, further cementing its position as a global superpower. Can you imagine that the United States holds absolute control over the two largest energy sources of the 21st century, which power our modern world? The USA has such vast reserves of these resources that it is entirely self-sufficient, with no reliance on foreign nations to meet its energy needs. Even if OPEC countries were to collectively boycott the United States, it would have little impact because USA fulfills 90% of its oil and gas needs through domestic production or imports from Canada. Additionally, the country produces such massive quantities of wheat, corn and soybeans that it hasn't experienced a food shortage in over a century. And on top of this, USA also boasts the world's 5th largest gold reserves and 4th largest reserves of iron ore. Now, there's no doubt that the vision and hard work of the USA's founding fathers 200 years ago laid the foundation for the country's remarkable success today. But even from nature's perspective, it's astounding to see just how naturally gifted America truly is. Absolutely remarkable. Over the past 100 years, the USA has faced no significant threats nor major shortages of any kind. That's why I emphasize that any civilization thriving on this continent was destined to become a global power. Of course, at the societal and cultural levels, the USA is far from perfect. Issues such as violence, drug abuse, racism, and a rising unemployment rate persist. Yet economically, the USA remains incredibly strong. Undoing the head start it gained from visionary leadership 200 years ago is no easy feat. Similarly, the geographical advantages the USA enjoys are unparalleled, making it a truly unique superpower. These are all the sources we consulted for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, as it provides us with a lot of motivation. See you in the next video with another interesting topic. Take care.